Welcome to YellBRo. I am Jordan, and today we are going to talk about the Metaverse, more so about advertising and selling ideas or products. But first, please don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to Devon's Journey to Recovery, the Helping Victims of Africom, the Cohen Daly, the Australian boy. Also, how about some content creators, Stevie, aka Ren Economics, Sleepy J, Buy My Coffee, and optionally, Ali Alexandra. All links in the description box. All right. So here we have Mark Zuckerberg and this new thing they're coming out with called Metaverse. Metaverse sounds like some Marvel shit. Now, let me just play this real quick because it's kind of funny to me. Here's Mark Zuckerberg, uh, proudly announcing something.
Announce that starting today, our company is now Meta. Our mission remains the same. It's still about bringing people together.
All right. So the proclaimed mission of Meta is to bring people together through, I guess, more enhanced technology. Now, typically, well, I don't want to say typically, but I think a lot of us as kids, I know I have, where like you see like a sci-fi movie or a new gadget that comes out, for maybe like, oh, a video game or something like that, a computer, cool computer. It's like you can kind of imagine uh, how that can expand into something really fucking crazy or awesome. And like me, I wanted to fucking have like a robot friend or something when I was a little kid, or I wanted to, which something they actually ended up doing, which was like my idea of like if I'm playing like an NBA basketball game, I want it like, oh, I want a whole universe to it. I don't just want, play as one team. I want to play as one player. In fact, I want to create the player. In fact, I want to create the player, but also have like a kind of like a role playing game lifestyle thing around it, or an open world sandbox fucking game, which they have now, right? They have NBA 2K and they have a whole thing called the neighborhood, and you can do everything, all these things that are outside of basketball, right? Obviously, they had their creepy shit in with it, which kind of brings us here. Now, I made a video talking about this idea of mechanical thinking, and that if we end up, locked into that way of thinking, everything that follows in regards to technocracy or transhumanism or any of that stuff, it all makes complete sense if you're locked in that mechanistic thinking. And here we see this idea of a metaverse. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that everyone trusts Mark Zuckerberg and whatnot, right? There's a reason why, if you yeah, you can see why the likes and dislikes are disabled. Like, well, and there's no comments. Comments are turned off. They know. They know people don't like this guy. But people will, I'm pretty sure, will love the technology. Right? And they'll even kind of rationalize it in their mind like, yeah, he's a greedy asshole, which is why he would go out of his way to make the best product. But, Zuckerberg, fuck that guy. I'll take his tech, though. Which is why Facebook has billions of fucking users and whatnot. I mean, and also I want to add in like there's the typical social notion, which is something you might hear from. Like I was watching the Kit's Corner guy. I was watching Kit, and he brought up the idea of like, oh, this is like a brand name change because of how bad people look at Facebook, which is I think is also a part of the equation here. I think it's multifaceted. Uh, it's kind of like Blackwater changing their name to XE because of all the bad press and well terrible shit Blackwater has done. So you just change your name around. Right? I think Monsanto did something similar. There's still like people just call him Monsanto. Uh, but yes, all those ideas, 100% worth digging into. But what I'm going to do is focus on advertising. That's more of where I'm going to focus on. And kind of basically just shit talk through this. So that even though I understand most people already don't like or, whatever, maybe not even trust Mark Zuckerberg, it's still worth pointing out like there could be more to the story than just greedy businessman. Uh, Especially if it's more of what I'm thinking their actual idea of a metaverse would actually be. It wouldn't just be isolated to Facebook and Facebook products. This is multifaceted. I expect that we're seeing similarities, transversing into all these different sectors of society, from smart grids to smart homes to the spatial verse to your healthcare to the military to money itself, right? The crypto to even the typical, credit card, debit card, on and so forth. And if I had to guess, behind closed doors, these guys shake hands and say, like, yeah, we're moving in this direction. But first, they have to sell it. Right? Like I said, I'm not saying this advertising is going to work on people. I'm saying that I think people end up missing the bigger point, the bigger picture of it, of where the real creepy shit is happening. But, for fun and shit talking, I'm going to just make fun of this advertisement. Here we go. Oh, what a smile.
Today, we're going to talk about the metaverse. I want to share what we imagine.
Hopefully, I don't get copyrighted.
Yeah.
The experiences you'll have, the creative economy we'll all build, and the technology that needs to be invented, as well as how we're going to all do this together.
It's all of us doing it.
The next platform and medium will be even more immersive.
Now, you guys tell me, when there's been some sort of like inventive, newer, whatever product that has been out for people to use, to where there isn't tiers, tiers, where there aren't levels of it. And what I mean by that is, like, oh, pay an extra $20 a month and you get the express version of Metaverse. Or you can pay for the vanilla version. Don't worry, poor people, we have something for you too. And it's just a bottomed out version of what everyone else is getting. Everyone else gets to go first in line, or they get super duper HD, you get, Technicolor, or whatever. They always tier these things, but they're always sold as it's for everyone. It's for all, connecting people, everyone. And like I said, it's multifaceted. So not only are certain people getting the better version of the product, but they also have the better version of internet, the better place to have these products, or maybe won't get stolen, on and so forth. Where it's like, this isn't really, we're not getting the same thing. And I wonder if any of these larger bodies, let's say they work in tandem with, a government body, where they may do certain things with quote unquote lessers, as opposed to someone who's already locked in mentally with the system and are, helping propel the system, where they don't have to deal with that stuff. And like a simple example would be like something on Twitch, right? To where if you pay money for the person you're watching, you don't get advertisements. But if you just want to watch for free, you do get those advertisements. They're fucking annoying. And hey, maybe there's messages, narratives, whatever in those advertisements that these other guys don't get. Well, they don't need them. They're locked in, possibly. But let's continue.
Like a shop.
Some call it skill.
But it's so diverse.
An embodied internet where you're in the experience, not just looking at it. And we call this the Metaverse.
Man, I want to hear those words again.
Keep talking.
An embodied internet where you're in the experience, not just looking at it. And we call this the Metaverse.
Now, they're always going to claim that this is all on behalf of humanity, whatnot, but they're not exactly saying, like, this actually, or it's like the idea of man trying to, would the word be supersede nature or pace itself over nature, right? A lot of times, with the mentality of scientism or materialist science or whatever, they will literally do, it's magical thinking, but they literally do that to where, there's actual gravity to where an object falls, and then here's my calculation for gravity, something that's already there. It's me trying to describe what that thing is. But instead of any attention given to actual gravity, it's given to the formula version, the basically paraphrased, the basically abbreviated version of what the actual gravity is. I hope that makes sense. That's kind of what we're talking about here. Right? It's that reality, the world we live in, not good enough. We need to enhance it. Metaverse. We're going to become virtual selves in order to become more human, which means it's implying that, like, this is better human version, better human expression right here. Kind of implying that. Here we go. Star Wars.
Everything we do online today, connecting socially, entertainment, games, work, is going to be more natural.
I don't know if that guy was
vivid.
playing guitar or not. I was fake
Whoa.
fan.
All right, that's a little too realistic. Now this is more my style. We believe the Metaverse will be the successor to the mobile internet. And you're going to be able to do almost anything you can imagine. All right, perfect.
Boy.
Oh, hey, Mark. Hey, what's going on?
Right, without saying, I'm not trying to sound like a boomer or anything, but it's like, is that the actual experience? Now, I would say that all experience is valuable, whether you're doing it online, virtually, or what we typically call physically. As long as you're experiencing something. But if the experiences could possibly be locked down to some degree, or maybe we can siphon off certain aspects of the world, kind of like what they do with advertising, then, this is worth thinking about. Here we go.
Hi, Mark. What's up, Mark?
This place is amazing.
The feeling of presence. This is the defining quality of the Metaverse.
Feeling
You're
of
going to
presence,
really
even
feel
though
like
we're
you're
allowed to
there with
actually
other people.
experience
You'll
actual
see their
presence.
facial expressions, you'll see their body language, maybe figure out if they're actually holding a winning hand. All the subtle ways that we communicate that today's technology can't quite deliver.
I knew you were bluffing.
Avatars will be as common as profile pictures today, but instead of a static image, they're going to be living 3D representations of you. Beyond
They're not
avatars,
living-
there is
well,
your home space. Your home
you have to
is
define
your
living
personal
there.
space from which you can teleport to anywhere you want.
Koi fish that fly? That's new.
This is wild.
The metaverse isn't something we're building so much as it's something we're building for.
Across the industry, we need to bring that same imagination and commitment to building for interoperability, openness, safety, and privacy as we do for all the other product aspects of the metaverse. These have to be fundamental building blocks, just like the other software and experiences.
Don't be scared, conspiracy theorists.
Our hope, though, is that if we all work at it, then within the next decade, the metaverse will reach 1 billion people, host hundreds of billions of dollars of digital commerce, and support jobs
Digital
for
commerce?
millions of creators and developers. We are fully committed to this. It is the next chapter of our work, and we believe for the internet overall. Next
Yeah, again.
chapter of
Butterfly effect, forever mood. I mean, I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's like a royalty-free song or something, or an image. But all right, you can see everything's on the up and up in this. Like this commercial right here is actually kind of like it's purposely eliminating reality for the sake of selling their thing. And once again, the selling of the product is also attached to all these other facets of society, from military to police to schooling to like all these things. Like these things all interconnect just normally. So hopefully they're not going to pretend that that's not the case. They probably would. Right? Your privacy will be safe. But it's like selling people's data, quote unquote terrorist threats, things like that. Like clearly they're going to give it up. Another thing is with this pasting on top of the actual world, with the everything's happy, sunshiny, colorful, the music sounds a certain way, the people look a certain way, everyone's like enjoying this thing. It's like, well, at the same time, like some guy fucking used Facebook to in live stream murdering people. Like that's still a part of life. That did not go away because, you know, happy, sunshiny, smiling people. Just saying. And it's one of the I think that's a part of the reason why people dislike advertising quite a bit. Right? People have caught on to the game to some degree. Where it's like, well, they may not philosophize about it as much as I might do, but they're at least looking at the fucking Whopper in the commercial and be like, it's not how they really look. They're just selling their burger, man. But, I just want the burger. That's all I care about. Yeah, it's not going to be all happy sunshiny with this metaverse thing, but, I want the tech so I can whatever with it. I can create content with it. I can upload my song. I can on and so forth. Things that are like, fuck, this is why the tech makes sense. But how these people are going to use it, that's the problem. Hopefully, people don't just say, I know these guys are assholes, but screw them. I want the gadget or the program or the technological ability. All right, here we go.
of our work, and we believe for the internet overall.
Whoa.
Beyond
Actual
the
butterflies
constraints of
outside.
screens, beyond the
Wouldn't it be cool if like people had the ability that Mark Zuckerberg has, and like if they want to go somewhere around the world, he could just go on a private jet, fly there, and hang out there. No big deal. With, if I had to guess, no restrictions. Right? Remember the thing? What was it? The Met Gala with all the workers had to wear the masks, but the celebrities didn't have to. Right? Like, well, free access, or not free. Well, they get access to things that maybe other people don't. Seems like that. Even things like this astounded me when I found this about like movies and actors and actresses, and also like gamers and musicians and all this shit. They get free shit too, because the companies want them to walk around with the free shit and be like, "See, look, blah 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 wears this cologne or this outfit or uses this controller or uses these headphones." They get those things for free that we're, dishing out money that we may not always, which is important. It's an important $150 or whatever the fuck. And people are like, fuck, but I want those headphones. So they go fucking buy them. Not realizing that these guys got that shit for free. Like, oh, they're just rich. They can have anything they want. Well, they still just get shit for free. Interesting. But yeah, wouldn't it be nice if you didn't have to, if you could just be Mark Zuckerberg and just go wherever you want around the world and see butterflies and Roman Colosseums and the Great Wall of China and all that shit? Wait a minute, is there a way we can find a way so that anyone can fucking do that? Is that possible? I think so. Take a lot of, in my mind, psychological work for people to, but it's definitely possible. But they're already selling you that that's not actually a realistic thing. Thus, you have to use the virtual world to go to China or go to Rome, go to Paris, or whatever. All right, here we go.
Limits of distance in physics beyond any one company, and that will be made by all of us. And I'm just incredibly energized to be on this journey with all of you.
How would seats work?
That was fun.
Good job, Mark.
Like at a virtual concert, how would seats work? You have to pay more to get closer. Would they actually virtually hold you in like rows and shit? Or would they actually just allow everyone to, be in the front row somehow and just put NPCs behind everyone? Or just switch their seats at will? I don't know. Although I don't think it would play out like that'd be weird, right? An empty auditorium. Empty auditorium is just like a guy performing a concert. Have a bunch of meta selves walking around or sitting in rows and shit like that. When really it's just a cameraman there and they're just feeding it into their fucking goggles or glasses or whatever. Anyways.
Mark.
I guess that's it. Facebook Reality Labs. I mean, that's perfect. I'll leave that on screen. Facebook Reality Labs. So, I guess in conclusion here, you can see that this is a multifaceted topic. There's the typical social, political notion of a company that has done nefarious shit, rebranding themselves. There's the ideas of there's the technocracy aspect of maybe you're losing out on whatever actual sunlight by sitting for a virtual sunlight or actual uh, actual like hanging out with people as opposed to virtually through a screen or through goggles hanging out with people. Then there's the hey, maybe these creepy guys at the heads of these companies, maybe they have ulterior motives, and it's not just for human connection, right? Maybe there's like, oh, we're collecting data on you, we're face scanning you, we're sharing this with other entities. We're all, working all together, maybe secretly, maybe not, but still results in the same type of thing of, digitizing the world. And all of a sudden it's, you need a face scan for a Snickers bar at a fucking little candy machine. And then there's my aspect of it, or, the area I try to come from, which is the ways of thinking, right? If that becomes a particular way of thinking, it's less so that there's mechanical thinking that should be around in my mind. It's more of the going away of another type of thinking, which is actually, I think, a pivotal aspect of human experience. It's we can end up being like taking the being out of human being to where it's just man, human, but no being. It's just something I'm throwing out there. Also, the dangers of over-dominating mechanistic thinking, where everything's rational and logical. There are rooms for things like love and happiness, actual happiness. That happiness is just a chemical reaction and not an experience. Also add in advertising, right? Happy sunshiny shit. Meanwhile, we know what people are capable of. We know what Facebook's capable of. We know what people on Facebook are capable of. And then just connecting Instagram to Facebook to Snapchat to all these social media things, like connecting them doesn't make it better all of a sudden. Just more shit connected to each other. That's it. All right. That is it from me. There's my little ramble shit talking video. Don't forget to subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree, disagree. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Do not forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links, all of them in the description box. If you don't have money, share them. If you do, donate. That's simple. All links in the description box. With all that said, give this video a thumbs down. Give it a thumbs down in the metaverse.
Say you wanna get in.